Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to my presentation. My name is Egon Kandor. I'm the Regional Sales Director for Central, Eastern and Southern Europe at Exabeam. I'm trying to show you only 3 slides, and I would like to use this valuable time to give you a demo. So less slides, but live demo to see how the solution is working and what the benefits for your company is. Exabeam is a classical startup out of California, based in San Mateo. We decided to make security very easy. What we mean by that is we have a security intelligence platform, and we help customers from the very beginning collecting logs in a log management system. If you already have a log management system or a SIEM solution, that's fine. We integrate with that, what you have. If not, we can offer you a log management solution. In addition to that, and that's where our core competence is advanced analytics and threat hunting. So with the existing log from your data lake, from your log management, from your SIEM, we are able to fully automatically detect any kind of anomalies in the behavior of your users. And we have a patented technology that stitches together all the activities that belong to the same user, even if he switch devices, switch accounts, cross IPs. We will tell you it's the same user, and here's what he does, and here's an anomaly compared to what we learned is normal. That's how it works, very simply explained. Now, this is my last slide, and I'm trying to be very provocative. Why are customers investing money today, still investing money in security? Because I'm pretty sure everybody has a firewall, next generation firewall, everybody has intrusion prevention systems, endpoint protection solutions, proxy. So we should be safe. The problem is that hackers are getting smarter every day, and we try to be ahead of these hackers. So I use here 2 reports from Verizon, 2016 data breach report, and the one says that from all analyzed attacks in 2016, 92% were designed to steal credentials. So if somebody is able to steal my credentials, can log into the company as Egon Kandor, he can access a lot of data because he has the rights to do so. The second thing I want to highlight is the malicious insider. And you see in the same report, it says 60% of the data breaches, of the insider breaches, include privilege misuse. So those 2 have one thing in common. They are allowed to access the data. So how will you differentiate if somebody accesses the data because it's part of his work, or tomorrow he accesses the same data or different data and it's not part of his work? You can only detect this kind of insider threats or abnormal behavior if you understand the behavior of your users. And that's exactly what we do. And I would like to switch to a demo to show you how this looks like. So this is a typical dashboard, a starting dashboard, if you work with Exabeam. You have the logs. We don't need to install agents. We don't need to install tabs. We don't need to manage tabs. You have the logs collected in your log management, in your data lake. From there, we ingest the logs and do the advanced analytics. Under the hood, our machine learning, our algorithms, are building automatically profiles about what's normal for every single user. And whenever we detect anomalies, we will score specific activities and we'll highlight here in the section of notable users. Now, what we are trying to say, we try to make security very, very simple. And what we are trying to say is you have to focus on exactly what's in the notable user. If you want to understand what did Barbara Salazar, an example, do to pop up in the notable user, I can tell you she behaved either very abnormal or very risky and has a risk score above 90. As soon as somebody hits the threshold of 90 points, he will appear in that dashboard. And we make it very easy for you to understand what happened here. You click on the risk score, and now Exabeam models the session under the hood and shows you what's abnormal or risky here. And you see that this session, on this specific day, it's the September 28th. This session starts with a VPN login from Ukraine. Could be normal, but Exabeam learned that it's not normal. That's why we add some risk scores here, saying that it's the first time Barbara is performing activity from Ukraine. Now, the good thing is we can always show you what's normal. If I click on it, I can show you Barbara never accessed my network from Ukraine. In the past, she was working 100% from the United States. That's why I can immediately, in a second, show you what's normal. And now, you might understand why it's important to score, to add risk points. It's an anomaly. Also, you see that Barbara is connecting via VPN from a device called CC559. Exabeam is saying this is the first time she uses this device. Also, we are saying it's the first VPN connection from this device in the organization. So I've never seen this device in the organization. And we add risk points for that. I can even show you, if you are interested, Barbara usually works 100% with this device. She never used CC559. Now, you might say this is abnormal, and you might be alerted on these things. Exabeam will say, don't handle this. We don't want you to spend or to waste time on such things. Why? Because the risk score is below 90. She might have a new friend. She's for the first time in the Ukraine. If every activity after this will be normal, matches her profile, we will not alert you. But the problem here is that, of course, a lot of different things happen after this, and we always put together what we call a session timeline for you, and we show you the whole picture. The whole picture says that later in the day, Barbara started to do lateral movements. She accessed for the first time this asset, for the first time this asset, abnormal access to this asset. And now later in the day, you say, this little icon tells us now she switched accounts. She no longer works under the account bSalazar. Now she's working under the account SA, sysadmin. Why is she doing that? And you see, we add risk score for all of these activities. In the meantime, she's a notable user. She does lateral movements. She does things that she never does during the day. That's why it's important to say, you have to immediately react to this one, because this might be that Barbara gets malicious, she tries to steal data, or she might be a compromised insider. That's how Exabeam works under the hood and alerts you automatically as soon as we see anomalies. Now, later in the day, you will see her accessing a MS SQL database. I can even show you under the changed, she switched the account, I can even show you what she did under the switched account. Under the switched account, she does a select on the payroll. She's trying to show everything. If you're familiar with database operations, then she displays all the tables of the payroll, and after this she deletes the payroll of the company. Now the nice thing is that later in the day, Palo Alto Next Generation Firewall fires an alert saying, I see large outbound traffic volume. And if I ask, what is this alert saying? It's saying large outbound traffic volume from bSalazar's username to this URL. If I ask a SOC analyst, what do you do with this? He says two things. I try to find out who bSalazar is, that's easy. And then he tries to understand what is the traffic that has been sent out. This is a big job. And usually takes several hours or days to understand what did Barbara access, and latest, at this point here, when she switched accounts, you lose the track. You will not see that she accessed the payroll and did a copy of the payroll. And that's the big benefit we bring. We model these sessions, and we show you always the whole picture of what's going on. It doesn't matter if it starts with a ransomware. It doesn't matter if it starts with a Trojan or with a virus. As soon as somebody starts behaving abnormal, or the device starts behaving abnormal, we will detect it and we show you the whole story. And if you want to see what are the assets that she accessed on this day, click on it, and we immediately show you these are all the assets that she accessed on that day. So this is the big efficiency increase that we bring to your company. I think I have 5 minutes to go. That's one portion of the solution. The second one, so this even helps you if you do security investigations. Let's take the Palo Alto alert from this session, so we have this Palo Alto alert, whenever a security device fires an alert in your network, the good thing about it, it always gets an alert ID assigned. Every security vendor assigns an alert ID to his alerts. Let me copy this one. And let's go the other way around. Let's say a security device, doesn't matter if it's your proxy, your firewall, your endpoint protection client, fires an alert in your network. Before you even try to understand what happened, take the alert ID, go to Exabeam, say paste, and Exabeam will bring you to the right session. Exabeam will say, this alert fired in the session of Barbara Salazar at that day, at that time, and then you can just read like a book what happened before, and within 30 seconds, you exactly know what happened here. Now, this story is a little bit bigger. If you see here risk transfer from past session, it means that there are low and slow attacks where hackers do specific things on one day, then on the next day, in order to not be detected. Now, if we don't forget, and it's important to not forget, when we say risk transfer from past sessions, it means you have to have a look at the session before. And the session before, if you deep dive, you will see everything started with an email. It's a phishing email. Now you have a full understanding. This is a case of stolen credentials. It's not Barbara trying to steal data. Somebody else stole her credentials, is coming from a different region, from a different device, does lateral movements, which does not match with Barbara's profile, and we immediately detect that. The other thing, if you want to proactively hunt for threats, we give you this ability as well. So you can go here and enlarge this drop-down menu. This is called Threat Hunter. Let me ask you a question. If you would say, I want to see who creates accounts in my network. Some customers will say, I know who should create accounts. But if I ask, can you show me that? It's getting tricky. I show you with 3 clicks how to do that. And this is very powerful. I say, I want to know who creates accounts in my network. So I go to the event types account management and say search. Exabeam immediately provides me all the sessions with any activity around account management, but I'm only interested in account creation. That's my third click. That's it. This is the list of all the sessions, 3 sessions from 3 employees, and during these sessions, there have been accounts created. That's so easy. Whatever you ask, you get the response with Threat Hunter. If you want to see who is dialing in into my network via VPN from China, let's do that, and it's my last example. So who is dialing in from via VPN from China? It's very simple. Here are all the results. Those people are dialing in via VPN from China. You see the risk score 0. I can explain what it is the case. That the logs I'm working here with, they have people in China. That's normal. You don't have to handle this. But here I have one guy with a risk score of 75. If you want to find out why, click on it, check the session, and you will see he's dialing in from an anonymous proxy from China, and we scored with 40 points that a non-executive log on to executive asset. So Rob Koch seems to be a non-executive, and he accessed an executive asset. If you want to know who this asset belongs to, just click on it. Exabeam learned that the top user of this asset is Felipe Pennington. Felipe Pennington is the VP of Information Security. It's so easy. We try to make security very intuitive, very efficient, very easy to ask all the questions you have, and detect any kind of indicator of compromise very, very early. Thank you very much for your time.